Air-Clips.com.
Good morning from Vamdrup, Denmark, and welcome to another edition of the Air-Clips Ultimate Cockpit Movies. Today I'm greeting you here from the headquarters of Danish Air Transport, which you can see right behind me. It looks a little bit like a family home, but it's an airline headquarter in fact, located at the little airport here in Vamdrup, where usually you can listen to the birds, but you would not see too much air traffic going on. This place is close to Kolding and to Billund, which obviously has a rather large airport and is the home of Legoland and the Lego company. Right here in Vamdrup, the airport occasionally sees a little bit of business jet traffic and general aviation traffic. I'm really looking forward to an interesting day now because I'm going to meet Jesper, the CEO and actually owner of Danish Air Transport, a long-standing traditional airline here in Denmark. Since he's very busy and doesn't have too much time, somehow I managed to persuade him to combine one thing with the other. So as he's going from Vamdrup right over here to Billund Airport today, I may join him along a helicopter ride on his Bell Jet Ranger helicopter. And during that flight I hope to get a nice interview and to find out a little bit about how Danish Air Transport has been coping with the COVID crisis. Now it's summer, July 2020, and the COVID crisis is still absolutely going on around the globe. The lockdown here in Denmark has been eased quite a bit. And from what I understood, this airline has always been operating, so there was no shutdown of operations entirely. Danish Air Transport, right here they have a little hangar which has 3 aircraft belonging to Jesper, who we're going to meet. Some of them wearing the nice design of Danish Air Transport as well. Obviously the operational base is not here. It's going to be in Billund and other places in Denmark. So right after our little helicopter airborne interview today, I'm going to fly over to Rønne, Bornholm Island, right in the middle of the Baltic Sea. And there I will have the experience as a passenger. How does Danish Air Transport ensure passenger comfort and safety despite all the hygiene measures required? How does it look like? How does it feel? And still, this is only going to be the introduction of this film here. The main part then will be 3 lovely flights on the ATR 72 aircraft out of the Bornholm base into Copenhagen and back into Billund, where we're going to experience a lot of great views, and also we will have lots of information by a very nice cockpit crew that they are going to share with us. So there's a lot of stuff for you, a lot of cockpit movies, a lot of nice people to meet. Come on over, let's enjoy a great day here in Denmark and beyond. Thank you for being with us. Guys, as I told you a moment ago, now let me introduce to you Mr. Jesper Bornholm.
Hello, guys.
Our host today. Thank you very much for having us, and
You're
thank you
welcome.
very much for taking us for the ride.
You're welcome. Let's go to Billund.
Thank you. Looking forward. Can we have a look at Legoland on the way?
We will get a little bit of a close look of Legoland, but we're not getting over the city. They won't. They won't allow us.
They won't allow us.
No,
Okay.
No.
Thank
So,
you.
Let's go. Let's get this thing moving. Yeah. Sure.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to it.
So we are looking for the rotor to turn. It's turning now. We've got enough RPMs on. Give it fuel. It lights up. You got the temperature of the engine here.
Okay.
That's the one we're watching for. Nice cool start. So that's working. Then we go like this, this one. We can get the ground power out. Switch on all the avionics. He's humping like an old man, this guy. So, we are waiting for the avionics to come online. I'll just talk to the guys at the local tower, which is not really a tower, the AFIS.
Godmorgen, Danish. Godmorgen. Hangar nu tilbage i Polen efter til pilot. Danish 1 helikopter. A5. Danish 1 bane 01 vind 360 grader og 5 knop. Temperaturen 13 under 1000 og 9 og tiden 50. Kan vi tage bane 01 på 1009? Det er korrekt, og jeg har lige en stor lille traktor, der kører i kanten af banen. Det har jeg øje på. Jeg skal nok holde mig klar.
That doesn't look like it was there originally.
No, that was one thing I got in recently, because the old one failed and failed again. And then we decided, well, in a helicopter actually, when you're flying, and especially in a country like this, where we have a lot of water, if you get in a helicopter over water in misty weather, you know, bad visibility weather, it's really, really dangerous. It's very dangerous. You definitely want a horizon that works and is stable. This is what kills people in a country with a lot of water. Is you get over the water, there's no defined horizon, you can't see the horizon. The water, if there's no wind, and the horizon all melts together, and people get into trouble. So I decided to spend the money and get some proper equipment installed. That one there works really, really well.
Definitely looks proper. You're also a commercial pilot, right?
Oh yes, I still fly the MD-80. As a matter of fact, the reason why I look like I'm 70 years old is because I got home at 1 this morning. I've been in the simulator in Suffolk yesterday.
How old are you?
I look like I'm 70, but I'm not yet.
You don't.
Okay, let's see. The whole thing works.
Yep, let's get out of here. There's not a lot of room here, but it should work. Have a look at London, guys. Oh. Right out. That's basically it. So, off we go. Super nice. And now, obviously, I would love to bother you with a couple of questions, and you just have to stop me, please. Not to worry at all. Let's just go and put the pilot into this box here. Beautiful Denmark, guys. Lovely. Of course, we had to catch a bit of rain. That is summer. This is unfortunately summer as we know it in Denmark. Not much different in Germany. No. Look here, 13 degrees. That's all. 13 Celsius. Oh. So, you're flying the MD-80. Go pin on to 757. That way. Yes, I'm still flying the MD-80, the best aircraft ever built. It's the, in my opinion, the strongest and the best built airliner ever. It really, really is a magnificent aircraft. Yeah. How much units
does DAT have in the fleet?
We have two MD-80s, one MD-82, which is the short-range version, and the 83, which has about 1.5 hour more fuel in it. Then we have the Airbus 321, and we have a couple of Airbus 320s, and the rest are ATRs in various configurations.
Nice. Just for the viewers, I thought that during the lockdown here, the COVID lockdown in 2020, DAT was one of the very few airlines globally that continued operations. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes, we kept flying. Part of what we do with the ATR fleet is flying on government-paid contracts, where basically the support is flying. So we kept flying in Italy, we kept flying in Denmark, to the island of Bornholm, paid for by the government. And of course, we were also flying a little bit in Sweden and in Germany. The Saarbrücken kept going for a little bit a while, but and then it had to stop also when it was really bad. So yeah, we've had about 15-20% of our activity was still in operation.
So how do you cope with it? I think commercially it must be a disaster for private independent companies.
Oh yes, it is. It has been very, very tough. We have received some government support, and we will receive some more support. But we were in extremely good shape before we went into the crisis. So overall, I would say that we're still in good shape. We'll come out of this okay. But the main reason was that we were very, very fit before the disaster stroke. So for us, it's a challenge, but it's something we can cope with.
Okay, well that's good to hear. And right now it's ATR fleet still pretty busy. From what I saw from the weekly schedule. And what about the larger aircraft, the MD-80 and the Airbus fleet? They are not flying right now?
No, in the beginning of the COVID close down, we were doing quite a few charters because the scheduled airlines stopped flying. So Siemens repatriation flights were busy, about 2 flights, 1 flight a week on each aircraft. Now it's almost shut down. I think we fly an average of 1 flight a week on the large aircraft. Not a lot. It's very quiet.
Okay.
Hopefully that will pick up because it's obviously not sustainable in the long run.
Yeah.
But we are waiting for this to pick up and become better.
Okay. So the original plan, guys, was to have another Air-Clips cockpit movie on the MD-80. That was already agreed, and then came Corona. And unfortunately then, of course, nothing was happening. Now I'm very, very glad that Danish Air Transport is amongst the first airlines letting us back into the flight deck. Thank you very much, Jesper, for
welcome.
Super nice.
Yeah.
And we're starting with the ATRs. I personally thought that the MD-80s might not be...
We'll keep on flying as far as absolutely long as possible. As I said, I was in the simulator yesterday. The simulator in Sofia is the last one in Europe. It's being taken down, unfortunately, now, so we don't know where we're going to go in simulator in the future. But it seems to be, unfortunately, the situation is that we may have to go to Miami to get into a simulator. So it's a little bit of a problem.
It's expensive.
Yeah, and it takes a week. On this one here, I left Tuesday night from Billund. I was back last night. It's basically 24 hours almost to do a simulator visit. That is as good as it gets.
Yeah. So now that I know that the MD-80s are still going to fly, Jesper, once they are back in the air, can we still do it?
You can get out flying in the MD as well.
That's great news, guys.
Yeah, you'll be my guest.
Thanks.
I'll just have to talk to Billund now to see what they're saying. And I have something to show you when we get up here. And with all the cameras on this thing here now, we should be able to see something interesting when we get a little bit closer here.
Fantastic, thank you.
Billund, Danish one. Helicopter Bell to effect with 2 persons aboard VFR from Rotterdam to Billund, coming up to the south, squawking 7,000. We just entered the control zone. the overhead panel stage one. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to pass an ex-military base, the Vendel base. It's closed now. That was a German base during the Second World War, built by the Germans. But the Germans, besides making the Vendel air base, also made a fake air base. Really? Yes, and this is quite interesting. I will be passing straight over it, and I'll show you. You can still see the remains. It was made up complete to look like an air base, and to the best of my knowledge, that we can see that it got bombed by the Royal Air Force. So it worked. It worked. It actually worked. Okay. So I never heard something like that before. No, so I'll show you when we go up here. I hope we can see it with the cameras. Thank you. I introduced you as the boss of DAT, but I think you're also the owner of it, is that right? Yeah, my wife and I started the company in 1989. Wow. And our family still own it. We have passed the majority of the shares onto the children. So it's a family-owned business, and hopefully it will remain so. It's nice being family-owned, and the staff is recognizing the fact that it's not a big corporation somewhere. We are basically in the same boat, all of us. And you seem to be an aviation enthusiast, or a real aviator as well, judging by this little hangar we've seen in Bornholm. Oh yes, I started flying 40 years ago. I got my license 40 years ago. I spent 10 years flying in the military. I was actually stationed at the now closed the Vendel Air Base that we're going to come past. I'll show you my old squadron accommodation. I spent flying in the Army and the Air Force, search and rescue. I've flown a huge number of various aircraft. I enjoy flying still. I hope I can keep flying until my medical goes away. So it's been fantastic flying. So now we get up to the header up here where the fake airbus was made, and you can actually start seeing it already now. If you look at just across the road, you have the field, the light yellow field, and then it gets to be the header just in front of us here. Yeah. And you can see the dispersals, the parking areas for the aircraft, the taxiway. You can see it's still left there. So it's in these horseshoe-shaped things that you see down there. Yeah. That is where the fake aircraft was parked. Nice. What were they made of? Wood or? Yeah, I think so. But you can see the holes, all the diggings are there. Yeah, this was all made into looking like a real airfield with runways and everything else. So, but there was a real airfield close by that they tried to... Yeah, no, we're going past it after. Okay, and they tried to hide... really, you can see it. Yeah, you can see it, and it was just fake. And you should be able to see some bomb holes as well. Yeah, you can see them clearly, I think, yeah. Crazy. Well, good, these times are over. So in front of us now you have the airbase. It's now made into the biggest solar energy farm. Wow, yeah, in Denmark. So it's a huge solar farm now. The squadron area is coming up right in front of us. Yeah, that is a huge solar area there. Which is your favorite aircraft type? I mean, it's the MD-80, yeah? MD-80, yeah. And from the three aircraft that we see in the hangar? Oh, this one. This one here is by far the one that I use the most. Really enjoy flying it. Use it quite a bit. I don't have a company car, so this is basically my company car. Nice. Good choice. And for the Germans watching here, I can tell you we are allowed to land anywhere we like. As long as we get the owner's permission, we can land anywhere we like. Really? So take that one. That's really nice. Yeah, now you can see the old squadron area here. That's while I was in service. It's now used for storage and facilities for fireworks in the Christmas period, etc., etc. But this is the old military airport. Okay. And you can see the runways are here as well. Yeah. And let me talk to Milan now. Milan, there's one coming up to Vendel. at the Vendor. Right, thanks. So you have the old airbase here, you see the runway here. This is, if you look at it, it's a stand-up NATO airbase basically. So you have 3 squadron areas, the one here on our right side, the one on the left side, there was one behind us.
Yeah.
And all of this is basically pretty much a standard layup. Yeah. When I was here, it was the Army Air Corps that was based here, so I started flying in the Army and in a small helicopter there, and then followed the first one, the Saab T-17, the one you saw in the hangar, same type. So we were flying that one here from this base here. The whole of it was an exercise, was part of the area here, so we were doing low level, we were doing emergency landings down to this field here. And we were pretty good at landing I was flying the Hughes 500, the 086, excellent helicopter also, sort of like this one here, but more maneuverable, far more maneuverable than this one here. But overall, this one, the Bell 206, is a perfect combination of engine, lift capability, 5 seats, baggage space. The Hughes with the same engine had only 4 seats, no baggage. Limited fuel. I can fly 1.5 hours longer on this one. So wow, this helicopter is much better. It's so beautiful as well. And then one finished at Vandal. Would like to land and go for the airport office. Vandal left base 27 long landing approved, I think. We are leaving now the Vandal Air Base. Right in front of us now is Billund. Yeah, very close. 1 hour at Vandal. Actually, one day a Spanish DC-8 was trying to land in Vandal rather than Billund. They made the mistake and was only told on lower approach that they had to go around. Very embarrassing.
Was that DC-8 was in Spantax or?
Yeah, Spantax.
Oh yeah, they did the same thing in Hamburg, but there they landed.
Yeah,
on the wrong airport.
No, not really the best. So we are not going to fly over the city, but you can see the Legoland is in here. And
Is it over there?
Yeah, it's over there.
Okay.
It's hard to see actually. It's not very big. Legoland is quite small.
Yeah.
Charlie and waited by Charlie for the airport office. So you have on the south side where we are now, you see the headquarters of Nordic Air Capital, Nordic Aviation Capital. That's where all the aircraft and storage. There's a couple of our two remaining MDs are sitting there. These are going for scrap. On the other side, you have the parking area with the big jets, and you can see my favorite, the red MD-83. That is mine, and the Airbus 321 is parked next to it. Also there, we have the 320.
Both MD-80s look so beautiful. One has the Olympic flag colors, and the other one is beautiful classic colors.
Yes, it's really nice.
Whose initiative were these classic colors that came recently? They are so beautiful.
It was actually my idea that we should paint them. We should do a paint job, and we should do it in the classic way. We put out a competition. A couple of young Dutch design students won the competition, and they created this paint scheme, which I think is incredibly beautiful.
It's incredible. And those two are the ones still flying, obviously.
They're still flying, yeah. The ones on the left in storage will be scrapped at some point.
Okay. Well, I would say the largest carrier on this airport is Danish Air Transport, for sure.
Yeah, home base, yes.
Oh, yeah. How did you get the idea to establish an airline?
Well, I was in the Army flying. My wife and I decided that we needed to do something for ourselves, and that clearly became then an airline. And both of us worked there for about 10 years. Then we got children, and it was time to do something else for my wife. But the rest is just history. So it's more than 30 years now.
Oh, nice. Danish is the call sign of the AT.
Yeah, Danish is the call sign.
Danish one.
And whenever I fly, I'm Danish one. I'm the only one allowed to use that.
I love it.
I made that decision.
Sounds presidential, I like that.
It is, it is. It's good to be the king.
Yeah, I guess so. Super good, guys. And now, after the flight, I'm gonna make my way over to the terminal, fly to Bornholm as a passenger, and have a look how flying is post-lockdown. But there has been no lockdown here. How does it feel today to fly the AT? We'll find out in a moment.
That is an engine that sits in this helicopter, requires a 2-minute idle before we shut down, so it's just waiting. And then once we're done with that, there's a lot of cameras that needs to be removed.
Right.
But I hope you enjoyed the flight.
So much, thank you very much. I enjoyed a lot, I hope you enjoyed too, and this has only been the appetizer and the highlight at the same time for this film. Now, passenger experience, and then the big ATR 72-600 brand new aircraft, full cockpit movie, 3 flights, all waiting for you in this film.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jesper, for taking us.
You're welcome. I've never flown the ATR 72-600, but I like the cockpit in it. I think that is a great improvement for the old guys. I flew the ATR for, I don't know, 10, 15 years.
Okay.
I love the ATR and I've been basically crossing the world in it, but nothing like the MD-80. I crossed the Pacific in the MD-80.
Really? For the Olympic...
for the football team.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the way from...
football, of course, it was World Cup, right?
Yeah, Papua New Guinea to Fiji, then to Tahiti, then to East Island, and then to Chile. 4 or 5 hours each leg, only water. Just water.
Amazing.
It's amazing. It was an amazing trip and an experience. And you do that, knowing that you're so far away from everything. There's nowhere you can land. But really, you trust the airplane completely. That is what is the core of the MD-80 after, 12 years flying it now. You really trust the airplane. It's great. All right, let me shut down now.
This is not the Hollywood blockbuster Langolius, where you have seen all people disappearing. No, it's actually Billund Airport, totally free of any movement, people or sounds, with one exception. Right here in the backdrop, it's too small for you to see right now. You can see Jesper departing again with his beautiful Jet Ranger helicopter. Now, I made my way around the airport from the General Aviation terminal to the main terminal that you can see here in the background behind me. And in a moment I will jump onto the aircraft to Bornholm as a passenger, provided that the guys at security really believe me that the owner of the airline gave me permission to carry my approximately 2 tons as carry-on bags. It's not really trustworthy as an argument, I fear, but we will see. See you on board the ATR 72-600 in a moment. we've made it. A brand new ATR 72-600 behind us, and it's a short turnaround. Boarding has already started here. It's free seating, so very easy, and off we go. Let's have a look. I just took off my mask for a second. Of course, on board and in the airport I have to wear it. Come on, join me for the ride. Here we are, boarding completed, 50 something passengers on board. It's going to be only a short 50 minutes ride to Bornholm. It's a good passenger load, and it's actually a very popular tourist destination here in Denmark, and I'm sure we're going to have a closer look onto that during the film. But for now, let's get ready for takeoff. Brand new ATR 72-600. Enjoy. Here we are, very smooth takeoff. Of course, on the left side you had a fantastic view over Legoland, the world center of Lego here in Billund. And now we're already en route. It's going to be a 50 minutes flight only, so short and sweet flight time today. And then actually I'm scheduled to do the 3 cockpit flights tomorrow. But this afternoon I have to fit the cameras into the aircraft. And we were asking ourselves, okay, how should we do it? We had a bit of a timing problem, and the result is that I will stay on the aircraft today for 2 more flights, again from Bornholm to Copenhagen and back, but not for filming, simply for fitting the cameras for tomorrow. Ah, that's a nice working environment, isn't it? So on board here, nothing much to say, super nice flight experience, brand new aircraft. Everybody wearing the masks, very disciplined of course, but no big deal. So yeah, it's a holidaymakers flight to Bornholm, I guess, and I'm getting into the spirit as well. So now let's look for a beautiful landing there, and stay tuned for the cockpit films to follow now. And here we are, guys. Bornholm has us. I've never seen such a disciplined and calm deplaning before than here. Super nicely coordinated. And now we would actually be ready for the beach. Just 2 obstacles. I have to fit all the cameras on the next 2 flights. That's obstacle number 1. Obstacle number 2 is that we have to discuss the weather from the point of view that we had during landing. But I think already we had great views, and we can imagine that if we don't have the worst day of the summer, which seemingly we have picked here, it should be a great holidaymakers destination.
Okay, so morning everyone. Briefing for this flight towards Copenhagen and some other domestic flights. Yeah, weather today, as we can see, it's quite good weather, better than yesterday. We have some few clouds around and windy conditions. Other than that, it'll be more or less the same like this, both in Aarhus and in, Billund and in Copenhagen as well. Other than that, nothing really special. Normal flight this morning. We have quite a lot of passengers, I guess. Do you have any figures?
Yeah, for Copenhagen and back, it's 61 and 72. And for Berlin and back, it's 49, 51. And for Copenhagen again, it's 68.
And that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so quite full.
So pretty
Yeah.
full now. Yeah.
Good. These Corona times.
And what do we have regarding NOTAMs? Rønne, we still have the localizer on 1-1, except that they're all known to us. New in Copenhagen, obstacle erected, crane, and another new one is runway 12-13 closed for takeoff and landing due to work in progress. Looking through the rest, we all know those ones. If we should talk a little bit about Billund later on, due to renewal of centerline and touchdown zone lighting to runway 0927, except the intensity of individual lighting to way. Okay.
Yeah. So nothing really.
That's
nothing for you really.
Nothing for you to.
So normal flying.
Consider.
Yeah.
No.
Normal flying for us. That's about it. Flight
And,
time 25 minutes as normal to Copenhagen, and then it's about 45 minutes to Billund. 45-50 minutes.
You probably know, but we are flying Romeo uniform November, and we don't have any mail on the aircraft, so everything should be working fine.
Check. Perfect.
Today we're doing a flight from Bornholm. It's a small island outside of Denmark, and doing some domestic flying. Today we're shooting for Air-Clips, as you probably know. You'll have a look at this video. Also, as I said, working for Danish Air Transport. I'm a captain in Danish Air Transport for the last 13 years, doing some line training as well. Started my career off in Ryanair, been doing some 737 flying before this, and came as a direct entry captain. That's me, and hope you enjoy this flight with us today.
Hi guys, my name is Kim Lund. I'm a senior first officer on the ATR as well. I joined DAT back in May 18. Before that I came from Flybe, British carrier you might have heard of, and started my flying career on the ATR 72-600, actually the one similar to the one we are flying today. Funny story about the aircraft we are flying today is the first ATR 72-600 we had in DAT. It came about 1.5 years ago, I think it is now.
Yeah, I think it was October, wasn't it?
October,
so
yeah.
10 months ago maybe.
10 months ago, okay, yeah. And I was one of the lucky ones who actually got to pick this aircraft up from the factory in Toulouse, which was a very nice experience. But let's go and have a look inside.
So hi everyone again, and now we're doing the walk around. So what I start off with I'll be looking at the hydraulics bay. Make sure that there's pressure in the tank. You can see the You can actually see the hydraulic fluid going up and down in the sign inside the wind. It also shows you if it's full, if it needs to be refilled. Also, you can have a look over here and see it so that it's not been a bypass, if it's been a bypass of the hydraulic. Then we have a look over here and see that we have pressure on the systems. That's 3 gauges. Everything seems okay. A bit windy today. We're going to have some nice landings hopefully, but we also have just a look of the airplane. Of course, if this pin is flush to this, then the brake is done. Then you have to change it. So just make sure that the brakes are good. And then we continue around, have a look at all the ports and all the vents to see that nothing is broken. Have a look at the propeller, spinning around. Look at the blades, so there's nothing broken. The de-icing, everything looks good. Also the boots on the intake of the engine looks good. The boots all the way around. Make sure that everything looks aligned. Have a look at the gaps. Make sure that nothing looks that it's looking to fall off. That's not a good thing, of course. Then we continue forward. And also make sure that all the lights are good, all the glasses on the wing lights and emergency lights are good. You're not allowed to have cracks in those. Make sure that birds haven't made a layer or inside here. Is quite common, could happen sometimes. And then forward again, looking for the general fuselage, just getting rid of the seals we have of the aircraft in the night. It's sealed, so we make sure that no one's been inside. Continue forward, angle of attack, green in the oxygen means that we still have full oxygen on board. Also make sure that all the areas are clean, of course, like it says, and also general conditions. Wheels, want to make sure that there's a pin inside, so make sure that the wheels are locked. If that falls out, the wheels might come off. Also general conditions of the lights and tires in the front. And also winter time, it's very good to have a look inside there, because sometimes you get the slush that comes up into the wheel well. And then it's the other side, it's more or less the same thing. Also general conditions, dents, cracks in glasses again, all of that. And the same thing with the engine. All good. And wear and tear of the wheels, all looks good. And also removing this seal, make sure that it's not cracked. And then on this 72 compared to the 42 ATR 42, we don't have the tail strut. On this 72 we have a tail strut. The tail strut is there because if there's more than 8 to 9 people in the rear of the airplane and nothing in the front, it might actually go down on its ass, if we would say. So this is just protecting so that the airplane can actually go down and stand on this strut, and we can still get passengers in front, and we're not damaging the rear. Nothing cracked, and also of course the lights, everything is good. Get my bag. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. From the flight deck, your captain Martin Rasmussen with my crew works aboard this DAT flight bound for Copenhagen. Flight time today in the region of 25 minutes. Weather in Copenhagen reporting a bit windy as here in Bornholm, and some few clouds around 15 degrees centigrade. In a couple of moments the captain will point out some safety features. Please give them your full attention. Have a nice flight. So we have a final cockpit preparation checklist.
Check. Final cockpit preparation checklist. Parking brake.
Engage. Pressure checked.
Altimeters.
Nose wheel steering on. Altimeters 1015 set check.
Landing elevation.
Set.
FMS com nav.
Set.
Fuel quantity. Fuel on board.
Is 1520 check.
Engine fuel used.
Is reset.
Memo panel.
Check.
Power management.
And takeoff.
Final cockpit completed.
And here we got the figures back from the loaders, and it's just as we said before. 16 bags actually now.
16, yeah.
3 kilos cargo and 7 DA.
7 DAs. Great.
62 plus 1.
Yeah, that's right.
62 plus
19, 26, 17.
19, 26,
and 17.
and 17.
Plus
Thank you.
1.
Can I close?
Yes, please.
That's perfect.
Thank you. So that's the seating from the cabin crew just came in, and it's all good. So we're right on the balance. You can see
Right
that
in the middle.
on the screens from our mass and balance sheet being done electronically on the EFB.
Right in the middle of the envelope.
So now I'll just
cross-load.
cross-load the information over from the first officer screen to mine. And I can see that everything's good. Thank you. And we have a zero fuel weight of 19273.
19273 is set. That gives a gross weight of 20793.
Checked. The Mach takeoff is 25.9.
25.9 is set. Takeoff trim 1.2 up.
1.2 checked. And the speed?
Non-limiting.
Non-limiting.
Hello.
Hey, the door's closed, tape up on board.
Doors closed, tape up on board. Tack.
Okay.
So with normal speeds, confirm takeoff data.
Takeoff data confirmed.
V1, green speeds, normal, trim and torque bugs are set. And now we'll start to do the before propeller rotation checklist, and this means we're going to start the engines. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the cockpit. It's a bit crowded today with like 14 cameras, but yeah, all good.
Yeah.
So before propeller rotation checklist.
Before propeller rotation checklist. CDLS
is on.
FMS and takeoff data
Confirmed.
trims.
1.2 set.
Tail prop
Is on board.
doors
Are closed. Fuel pumps on.
seatbelts
On.
and beacon.
Is on.
Before propeller rotation checklist completed, we have startup approved.
Thank you. And so we are clear left. Starting engine number 1 on Alpha and Bravo.
Check. I'm ready.
Ready. NH.
Placerer de rummene ovenover dem, eller helt ind under stolen foran dem.
Fuel open.
Sammen ved alle nødgange skal alle løse genstande, og placere de rummene
Ignition.
ovenover dem. Skal venligst bede dem om at rette bord og ryglægen til lodret position,
Hold pressure.
spænde sikkerhedsbæltet og slå armene enten ned. Mobiltelefoner og andet elektronisk udstyr skal
Hold
nu
pressure.
sættes på
Start
strike
off.
mode. Så fra mobiludstyr bliver varmt, udvikler røg, bliver beskadiget eller forsvinder,
672.
venligst
Check.
kontakt
Start time 19
kabinepersonale.
seconds.
Right side clear. Number 2. Start number 2 and Alpha and Bravo.
Check.
Ready.
Ready.
NH. Fuel open. Ignition. Oil pressure. %.
Start off.
ITT 635.
Check. Start time 19 seconds.
19 seconds. Parameter stabilized.
Checked.
So. Okay. And with those signals, I'm telling the ground crew to
get the ground power off and the chocks off the airplane so that we can continue our ride. Conditional 1+2 auto.
1+2 auto. Single channel, 1 and 2.
Before taxi.
Low pitch 1 and 2. RTO torque checked before taxi checklist.
Heading, so IS.
There we go. Before taxi checklist. Flight warning system.
That's right. It's Regal.
Prop brake is off. Cockpit com hatch closed. Condition Leo 1 and 2. Auto. Anti-icing is off. Anti-skid test before. Flaps 15. And nose wheel steering is on before taxi checklist.
Also, I'm going to tell you today that during the flights today we will have these yellow warnings on the screen, and that's because of the corona things. We're flying with the recirculation fans off. That's the company's procedure. I think most airlines are doing the same to minimize the contamination aboard it. That's why. Okay, let's go for taxi.
Okay. 1 tower, Danish 35 kilo, request taxi.
Danish 35 kilo, line up runway 29 via taxiway Bravo and track check.
Line up runway 29 via taxiway Bravo and back track Danish 35 kilo.
Bravo, back track, line up 29, clear left.
Right clear.
And instrument, check left.
And check right.
Brake check, your brakes.
Your brakes.
Our brakes.
Ready for clearance?
Affirm.
And 1 tower, Danish 35 kilo, we are ready to copy clearance to Copenhagen.
Danish 35 kilo, cleared to Copenhagen via Lemox, flight level 100, squawk 0224.
Clearance to Copenhagen via initial point Lemox, flight level 100, squawking 0224, Danish 35 kilo.
35 kilo, read correct, and we have a new QNH 1016.
The new QNH 1016 is copied, Danish 35 kilo.
So, hello.
Hi, the cabin clear.
Cabin clear, thank
Thanks.
Right clear.
Thank you. So, first things first.
Yes.
So the clearance, flight level 100 set. Squawk 0224 is set in the box. Direct Lamox. Will you set up Lamox?
Yes.
And also the QNH 1016 is set. Both on my side and your side, I can see.
Lemox is set 1016.
Thank you. Let's go for the taxi checklist.
Taxi checklist. Taxi and takeoff lights
Is on.
brakes
Are checked.
FGCP and FMA.
We have 108 blue, 116 magenta, heading selected low bank and blue. IS flight coupled my side, level 100, and acceleration 600 set.
Check. Takeoff config test performed. Taxi checklist completed. Cam report
Is received. So takeoff briefing today. We're taking off with 20.8 tons. You can see on the screen right there. And the V1 speed today is 108. Before 108, we will stop. If anything after, we will continue. The acceleration altitude is 600 feet. The MSA is 2,400 feet. And our clearance level is level 100. The continuous procedure is straight at 3,000. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay, let's go ahead with the before takeoff checklist.
What takeoff checklist?
Full rudder right and full rudder left.
2 spoiler lights. Before takeoff checklist, takeoff briefing
Is complete.
Cost lock
Is off.
flight controls,
Are check.
transponder and TCAS,
Check.
airflow,
Is normal.
cabin crew,
Is advised.
bleed valves,
They are on. Okay.
Danish 35 kilo, just for information, Sweden is testing frequencies today, so I'll switch you to 133.805.
Okay, that's copied. We preset 133.805 Danish 35 kilo one time.
Okay.
Okay,
We are ready. Yeah.
On the tower, Danish 35 kilo, we are ready for departure.
Danish Danish 35 kilo, wind 270 degrees, 22 knots, runway 29 and clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 29 at Danish 35 kilo. Alright, to be continued. External lights, they are on. Lateral flight director bars, centered. And rudder cam, centered. Before takeoff checklist completed. Thank you. And we are cleared for takeoff.
That's perfect. And check FMA?
FMA, checked.
Time 0708.
Check. Takeoff timing starting.
Power set.
Armed. And power set. 70.
Check my controls.
Your controls. B1, rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up. And now green.
Check. Turning altitude. Acceleration altitude.
Power is not climb procedure. Speed 170 magenta.
Check. White bug.
Flap 0.
Gear up. Climb procedure complete. Flaps up.
That's standard.
Standard set.
Passing level 016.
Check.
And after takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Landing gear is up. Flaps 0. Power management NP.
Climb 82 check.
Bleed valves
Are on.
taxi takeoff lights
Is on.
and altimeters.
Standard set checked.
After takeoff checklist completed. We had 400 kilos extra fuel at takeoff.
Perfect. Thanks.
Danish 35 kilo, contact Sweden on 133.805. Go to.
Sweden 133.805, Danish 35 kilo. Tak. Sweden Control, go Formula Danish 35 kilo, passing level 34, climbing flight level 100, and we are turning inbound Lemons.
Danish 35 kilo, Sweden, come on, radar contact, runway 2 to left.
Correcting 2 to left, Danish 35 kilo. Tak. As expected.
Yep, to the left. The only thing new today was the frequency after departure.
Yeah.
And engage autopilot.
Autopilot set.
AP green.
Check.
Yeah, nice day for flying.
Yeah.
Got the seat down and sofa as well.
Yep.
Hi.
Hi, would you like some more coffee?
Actually,
no.
I'm good.
You're
Still
good.
got some left.
I'm happy, yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So I'll start.
Checked.
I'll green. Track speed 236 magenta. And flight level 100 please.
Check. Flight level 100 complete.
Check.
head off.
So what we also can tell all of you out there watching this now, and in this cockpit, maybe you have seen some other videos of the ATR 500 or the older ones, the 42-300, which we also have in the company. It's of course a different layout in the cockpit. On those older ones, you have like more like this, also like a 737 Classic. It's like 2 minor screens, and then everything else is analog. You got analog speed, analog height, altitude, and then you have most of them has also the analog engine instruments. So this is the 600, so compared to the 500, I mean, it's more or less the same airplane outside, same engines, and so the 500 gets a new engine mount, and so it's a lot more quieter for the passengers. So the 600 is, some people call it the pilot's upgrade. It's more or less just upgraded in the cockpit. There are of course some few upgrades to the cabin panel, I think also.
Yeah, the overhead overhead panel top.
But so this is very nice. This is like also one of the newer era airplanes in the cockpit with all screens. We can fly full VNAV.
5,000 feet, QNH 1016.
When ready, 5,000 feet, QNH 1016.
And then we got a descent clearance, so when ready we can descend 5,000 feet.
1016.
And QNH 1016. Thanks. And so you can see it's a very nice airplane. It has a lot of information. As I was telling you, we can fly like the full VNAV approaches. It comes very handy flying into smaller airports. That kind of has nice GPS and VNAV approach instead of so you don't need the ILS. I think that's the future. And,
definitely.
And that's very dual FMS. We have the EFB on a regular iPad, also with the performance and everything. You have. Okay.
Inbound Lemon Danish.
Now, actually. Now. Yeah.
Oh,
still. You can say it, yeah.
Yeah, Swiss Danish 3 kilo, so that we were inbound the people from Lemon now.
Thank you.
Yeah. Who knows? Just a couple of degrees.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wind control, 0 Echo, Golf Kilo Zulu.
Yeah. Cruise procedure.
0 Echo, Golf Kilo Zulu.
Cruise procedure complete.
So now that you've met the pilots and seen the cockpit and the outside of the aircraft, we would like to introduce you to the most important part of the cabin. My name is Gisela and I'm Swedish and live in Sweden. I'm Copenhagen based, so every day I go with a train to Copenhagen to work. I fly the ATR and the Airbus, and I've been dreaming about flying since I was a little kid, but it started out I worked in the airport in Copenhagen for 4 years, and then I applied for DAT and got hired, and I've been here for 8 years ever since.
I am Tanya. I am from South Africa. Yeah, a bit different country. I have been in travel for 25 years. I've started off as a travel consultant for 10 years. Then I moved to the Middle East where I flew for Gulf Air. Since 2004, that's also where I met my husband. The typical doctor-nurse story, coffee, tea or me, he chose me. And then we had 2 kids, and eventually we left the Middle East. We moved to Denmark, seeing that he is Danish, where we joined DAT. We both also at the moment still working for the same company. He's a captain on the Airbus 320. I am flying, obviously we can fly a little bit more than the flight they can, so I'm flying the MD we have, Airbus, and the ATR, which we're on at the moment today. So obviously with the corona, things has changed a little bit, but I think we were big enough but small enough to survive this time. And because like the airplane that you're on at the moment is the ATR, which makes us really close to each other.
Yeah, we fly a lot of domestic flights on the ATR since it's a small aircraft. We have a lot of flights to a small island called Bornholm. It's a lot of frequent flyers, so we know our passengers really well. They know us, and it's just a really nice, cozy little yeah. We love our colleagues and we know each other very well. We're approximately 20 cabin crew in Copenhagen, and we fly with each other every day, and we have a crew house when we stay in Bornholm. So we stay together, we cook together, and yeah, we're really good friends, all of us.
The other airplanes, so we also have the Airbus and the MD, like I mentioned, but obviously at the moment that those two are not doing that well because they probably have to fly a little bit further, which we at the moment sort of trying to keep it in Denmark. So like my husband, for instance, that is a captain on the Airbus. They are the most sort of out of checks already, so they're not really flying.
North of Ystad, 1,700 feet, squawking 625.
We have 1 minute until the new 80s, so I'll see if I can wait.
Sierra Kilo Zulu, no traffic reported outside control aspect.
Meanwhile, I'm putting up the frequencies inside this box here. We get the ILS and frequencies here in the lower case window. Yeah, everything's set up for the approach. All setting the inbound course. That's it. And now we go back to LNAV and we have everything set up. So in the meanwhile, I'll give you a briefing if that's okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So the briefing is we're top of descent in 14 nautical miles, expecting a normal approach, no failures. And the system is recalled. It'll pop up with the recirculation fans as they're off. Other than that, everything is normal. We're going to fly the direct diamond, so that means we're flying direct to 10-mile final for runway 22 left in Copenhagen. Plate 11-4.
Check.
ILS frequency 1095, set active my side, stand by your side. Final approach course is 217 is set. Glide slow check at 5 miles, 1600 feet. ILS decision altitude is 208. We put the decision in here at 210 feet. Our duration is 17 feet. We have 100 in the landing elevation window. The MSA is 1700 feet for the approach and 1600 for the missed approach. In case of missed approach, it's go around power, flap 50, cross rate, gear up, climb straight ahead 500 feet, 1 mile, whichever is later, and then turn left onto 187, climb to 3,000 feet.
And it's checked with the FMS.
It's also checked, we have it in there. So what we usually do now on these newer ones, we just go back to FMS, both sides, and we can actually just fly it in LNAV all the way. Very easy. Reduces the workload a lot on a go-around for the pilots. Other than that, the minima is set, and fuel-wise, as you said, we have about 400 extra kilos, so we can hold for like 45 minutes before going anywhere else. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay, good.
I'll get the weather.
Yep, thanks.
You're number one.
My one. In the meanwhile, when Kim is getting the weather, I hope you're admiring the view. It's actually, we're just flying over my hometown now, Ystad in Sweden. So, very nice view. Brief ride over Sweden before we go over to the Danes.
Alright.
Yep.
I'm back.
Yep. We just got the change.
Sure, I'll check in.
Run SC565, contact tower 118.1, good day.
Tower 11811, entry 565, thanks, good day.
Copenhagen approach, go accommodate Danish 35 kilo, level 100, clear from ready 5,000 feet on QNH 1016, information hotel ATR 750.
Go formulate Danish 35 kilo, identified, hotel correct, then 3,000 feet, QNH 1016.
3,000 feet, QNH 1016, Danish 35 kilo.
He said descend 3,000 feet, so we'll start with that.
Yes.
And I'll just select Lamox. Actually, we'll just go vertical speed. And we set QNH 1016.
Shit. 1016 set.
And also copy the rest And final 100 we can get. Flight level 100 complete. I can see plans on as well. Landing about 10 minutes. The weather? Yeah, the latest weather is wind 280 at 14 knots, visibility 10 kilometers, broken clouds at 2,900, temperatures 15, dew point 8, and QNH 1016. Choose for the left and use for landing. Checked. Yeah, 1016 is set passing 9,200 feet. Checked. And I also want to add to this briefing, of course, that if there's a chance, I'll be looking for the visual approach. Yeah. Also, I think it's good for you guys maybe to have a look on the. Probably nicer to see a visual approach than a normal ILS. Yeah. And that's it. So let's go for the descent and approach checklist, please.
Descent and approach checklist. The descent checklist flight warning system
is recalled.
Landing elevation
is checked.
FMS nav performance
is set.
GH MDA
is 210 set check.
Arrival briefing
complete.
Descent checklist is completed. Approach checklist seatbelt sign.
It's on.
Landing lights
is on.
Altimeters
1016 set check.
Cabin altitude
is checked.
Approach check is completed. Cam report
not received.
Check. And we are passing right over the city of Malmö, the southern part of Sweden. Also known for turning torso.
And a lot of crimes.
Yeah, unfortunately. It doesn't seem like we have a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There's one short final.
Yep.
When we clear the coastline, I'll
good.
I'll ask for visual if we can see the runway, of course.
The runway down.
Okay, good.
Call him field sight.
Copenhagen approach, DH35 kilo. We have the field sight requisition.
Thank you, DH35 kilo. Cleared left and visual approach. Runway 2 to left. You're just now number 1. Maintain at least 3,000 to your Swedish coastline.
Clear left and visual approach 2 to left. Maintain 3,000 until clear the Swedish coastline. DH35 kilo.
Yeah. Clear visual approach. I'm disengaging the autopilot. Standby on the ADU, please.
ADU, standby.
And set the inbound heading.
Inbound heading is...
And the clearance is 3,000 feet until the Swedish coastline. That's not going to be a problem for us.
Check.
Also switching to ILS.
Inbound heading is set to 17 and 3,000 set for missed approach.
Perfect.
Yep.
Hello.
Hi, it's cabin clear.
Cabin clear, attack.
Thanks.
Can report.
Is received. Very good. And this is what we love with flying, doing the visuals in the early morning.
Disregard. Disregarding.
Okay, altitude. And now you can see in the front, you can see Copenhagen coming up underneath the clouds. And on our left, you can see the bridge, the Öresundsbron, between Denmark and Sweden.
And as you may know, Denmark is known for their windmills. So what better way to show off the capital of Denmark than putting up 20 windmills just along the flight path into Copenhagen Airport.
And then another 48.
Oh yeah.
On the other side of the bridge. And also today I'm setting up for a smooth landing, because yesterday Kim made a really good landing. Yesterday evening we landed in Bornholm, so today I just have to, of course, make my 4 stripes pride and do something at least as good as he did. Let's see.
35 kilo, tower 1 minute, decimal 1, good day.
Tower 18-1 Danish, 35 kilo, good day. Copenhagen Tower, hello, Danish 35 kilo, left hand visual 2 to left.
Hello, Danish 35 kilo, 2 to left, clear to land, surface wind 270 degrees, 14.
Clear to land, runway 22 left, Danish 35 kilo.
And clear to land. 27014 set. Checked. Yeah, beautiful view from the office today. Yeah. About 15. Speed is turned. Speed 170 magenta. Check. Flaps 15. Gear down. Speed check. Gear down. And flap 30. Speed check. Before landing checklist. Speed 109 magenta. Checked. Before landing checklist. Cabin crew is advised. Landing gear 3 rings. Flaps 30 check. Power management. Takeoff. TLU low speed. Check. Icing AOA light is off. External lights. They are on. Before landing checklist completed. And you're stabilized. Checked. We continue. And I got the field land. Check. No further calls. You're on rough. You're off. And for the viewers, Copenhagen Airport can be a little tricky on the final to runway 22 left with the wind from the west due to the large maintenance area with the hangars. So that's always something you take into account. Yeah. Your controls, my yoke. 70. Check. Gas lock. Gas lock.
landing checklist. After landing checklist. Bleed valves.
Yeah, off please.
Off.
It's 35 kilo, now course to Shadow Short Zulu and 121.625.
Bravo, cross 30, Hotel Zulu, Airplane 121.625, Danish, 35 kilo.
Yeah, Bravo cross 30, short Zulu.
Yes. Just put in the landing time here.
Thanks. And as you can see in the ground here, it's quite a lot of airplanes, a lot of SAS airplanes on the ground still due to the COVID-19 and Corona, unfortunately. And but I mean, hopefully soon in the air again. Yeah, but we can see that it's starting to pick up in airports. It's there's quite a lot more people now, and just a couple of weeks ago there was only like 7 or 8 flights a day.
Yeah.
We had 2 or 3 of those, and but now it's picking up. I think it's around 50 flights a day now.
I think it's around 50, yeah.
So yeah, that's good. We're hoping for it too.
After landing, radar is standby, flight controls locked, flap 0, trim is reset, landing and strobe lights off, anti-icing de-icing off, prone windshield heating is off. After 2 minutes, and we've just passed 2 minutes, feather and fuel shuttle engine number 2.
Checked feather number 2, confirm 2, Air. And then during taxi we'll
is closed.
Usually shut down one engine, also to save some fuel. After 2 minutes the engine is cool enough, so it's safe to shut it down without getting any damage to the
right, clear.
To the engine.
Seconds.
Fuel shut off, number 2.
Fuel shut off. Hydraulics okay.
Checked.
Alpha 9er, and they are ready for us. Oh, Marshall is there.
Yeah.
Good one. Feather 1. 1. Feather.
So, waiting for the ground power. Remaining fuel 1,140.
Yes, 1,140 is noted, and it's ready for cross-loading.
Thank you.
External
Here we go. It's on.
Fuel shut off, number 1.
And then after the flight, of course, entering all the times into the log. And then we're going to continue to with our next leg. Back to
Arne.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, doors open, tape up on tail.
Door open, tape up on tail. Tack.
Thank.
And parking checklist
Yes,
is available.
Please.
Parking brake.
Engaged. Pressure is checked and nose steering is off.
Taxi takeoff lights
Is off.
Condition lever 2.
Both relatively sharp.
Prop brake
Is off.
beacon
Is off.
transponder
Standby.
tail prop
Is on position.
and seatbelt sign.
Is off.
Parking check is completed.
Thank you.
New leg.
Airclips.com